Hey there, welcome. Thanks for watching this video. If we don't know each other, I'm Kelly Poole. I'm an executive recruiter, a career strategist, and all-around hype person for anyone who is trying to find more purpose, more alignment, and more ease in their career or in their business. Today, I want to talk to you about 5 ways to energetically align with the job market. I spent some time this week in a group session with some government employees, some nonprofit employees, and some folks who worked for healthcare systems. And we were talking about how to apply for jobs, what to do, some of the nuts and bolts around that. But we spent a lot of our time discussing what it means to be a job seeker or to even be thinking about making a career transition in 2025. I'm recording this video in late February 2025, and things are a little bit chaotic, especially if you're living in the US, if you're looking for work in the US, and you are someone who works for the government or any of the sectors who have been impacted by recent layoffs and furloughs and outright firing. Things are a little bit scary right now. And in spite of that, I always tell my clients and people that I coach that you are in control. It may not feel like it right now, but you have the ability in this moment to make your job search and your career strategy a little more easeful despite what's going on outside of us. So I wanted to share 5 ways that you could energetically align with the job market so that you can begin to attract opportunities that are aligned with you and do so with ease. So I took some notes. I'm going to read through a few of them, and hopefully this will help you. So the first way to get energetically aligned with the job market is to validate the ego. Yes, 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 it is chaotic right now. If you're someone who works for the government, who's maybe been laid off recently, whose partner's job is at risk, it is chaotic, and it is okay to say that. This is not about, let me say this. When talking about job seeking, it is a very fine, it's a very fragile topic because our jobs, particularly in the US, are connected to our livelihood, how we pay our bills, how we put food on the table, how we provide for our families. Those are connected. And so to say, hey, just stay positive, that's not really great advice. And I never want to be a toxic positivity pusher. So that's why this first step is so important. When you validate the ego, our egos just want to be right. They just want to be right. And so yes, ego, it's crazy out here. People are getting fired right and left. These governments are cutting budgets, this, that, and the other. I could probably list 10 people I know who have lost their jobs. You are right. The job market seems really overwhelming right now. That is the first step in getting energetically aligned with the job market. You don't have to push against what you're feeling on the inside. If you're feeling a little anxiety, if you're feeling fear, if you're feeling worry or unsure about what's next, then you have to acknowledge that. Don't try to ignore it. Don't try to push past it. Just validate it. Yes, that's how I'm feeling. And I say validate the ego because you are also feeling other things, but oftentimes our ego is the loudest part and it wants to be right because it wants to protect us. And so you need to get ready and prepare to fight against this job market. That's at least what's happening. And so when you say, yeah, all of this is happening. I got laid off. We keep getting these notices about funding being cut, et cetera, et cetera. It really does do a little bit of inner soothing. Okay, so that's the first way that you can get energetically aligned with this job market. The second way is to remember who you are. You are a professional with a great career history. If you're watching this video, if somehow I have made my way to your screen, then you have a career. You probably have worked 10, 15, 20 or more years in a sector. You've got skills, you've advanced up career ladders. And in moments like this, when it seems overwhelming, when all the other awesome people that you know are also out of work or potentially at risk for layoffs, it can become really easy for us to get down on ourselves and to feel sort of inadequate or good, but like not good enough. There's a lot of competition right now. No, you are the asset. Your skills, the way that you lead and manage people, the order that you bring to projects in the midst of chaos, your ability to flex and move. You are an asset. So remember who you are. Doing this allows us to feel grounded. If you're watching this and you've been working for the past 10 years, then you survived a global pandemic. In your workplace, you set up new policies, new procedures, retain staff, set up things to take care of the people that you serve. You have a lot of skills and experience that are particularly useful in this moment in time. So the second way that you get energetically aligned and open yourself up to receive and attract good job opportunities is by remembering who you are and validating that. Make your brag bank. Write down some of the things that you've done throughout your career. Go for a walk and hype yourself up. Talk out loud to yourself. And if you're in a really dark place and you can't even muster this up, then ask someone else. Hey, I know we've worked together for a long time. Can you just tell me what you like about me? Can you tell me how I've contributed to our team? Just ask someone, ask a friend, but remember who you are in this moment, okay? Number 3, similar vein, I want you to reflect on your career. So the right opportunity has always come to you at the right time in your career. You are someone who's likely worked 1, 2, maybe up to 5 jobs, maybe more than that. For those of us that are fans of job hopping, you have always found the next best opportunity. Think about it. In your career, have you had a steady progression forward? That might mean that you've advanced from a frontline person to an operations coordinator, or gone into management and managed programs, people, and then eventually teams and departments. Have you changed jobs and pivoted to a new sector? Maybe you went from healthcare and now you're in something related to government or public social services. What has your career trajectory been? And in that, think about other times when you've changed jobs. I was talking with a client the other week and they were feeling a lot of anxiety because they had this narrative that this job search was so hard. And when we began digging in, yes, they were someone that had changed jobs about 3 times. They had really good tenure at the jobs that they kept. So they always had made really strategic career choices, and they had always leveled up either their salary or their title or position. Something about it had increased. And it had always happened at the right time. They had experienced layoffs at 2 companies, and then another time funding for a project that they were working on cut back. And when we were able to trace that, those moments of job seeking, even in times when it was outside of their control, right? It wasn't a self-driven decision. They had always found the right career opportunity at the right time. And so in this season of job seeking, I want you to energetically align with the market by reminding yourself that the right opportunity has always come to you at the right time, okay? The 4th way to energetically align with this market is to find reasons to feel good. Listen, y'all, this one sounds simple. It's gonna sound probably the most like toxic positivity, but you have to find a way to let hope in, to let optimism in, to quiet the fear a little bit, which we did in step 1, right? We validated our ego. And so in this season, I want you to find reasons to feel good. I was on a plane the other day and someone was talking about their company making all these cuts. And I was like, oh, that's, I imagine that's bringing up a lot of feelings. And he was like, you know what? I'm getting this really amazing severance package and it's coming at the right time because one of my kids is going through some challenging stuff. So I'm going to take off for 6 months and help my kid get acclimated to this new thing. And I was like, oh my God, that's the most optimistic sort of thing I've ever sort of heard in moments like this. And it was such a great reminder that there are little pockets of goodness right now. So I have a colleague who's been getting furloughs are coming, layoffs are coming, these emails for the past 3 weeks at her company. Literally, her company is trying to get it together. And so what this means is they really haven't been doing a lot of work. So I know that's going to sound off depending on where you are, but what has this moment yielded you? What has this opportunity yielded you? Someone emailed me and said, Kelly, I'll be honest, I'm kind of scared, but I should have quit this job 3 years ago. And right now, this has given me an opportunity to think about what's next. And so in this moment, in order to, again, get energetically aligned with the job market so that you can attract the right next opportunity, you need to find reasons to feel good. And that might be by reflecting on some career stuff, but it might be just by reflecting on life. And then finally, the fifth way to get energetically aligned with the job market is to circle back to the ego. So circle back, we tell the ego, you're right. There is a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world. It seems like every day there's a new alert coming up and somebody else is getting laid off and my LinkedIn's blowing up. But you know what? I am also okay. So yes, ego, there's a lot going on. But you know, as I sit here and I feel the blood in my body and the breath coming in and out of my body, I'm reminded that I'm okay. As I sit here and I scroll through LinkedIn, not only do I see open to work posts, but I'm actually seeing a lot of hiring posts, and I'm okay. You know what, ego? Yes, there's a lot going on. And also, I have always found the right job at the right moment, and all has always been well. So those are 5 quick ways to energetically align with the job market. And the purpose of these practices are so that you can, one, acknowledge and validate very real feelings that are happening. Yes, the world is a mess right now. Yes, people are getting laid off. No, I was not prepared to have this, but it's happening anyway. And then as you've acknowledged those feelings that are not so great, you begin to center in the truth, remembering who you are, knowing and reflecting on your career, and finding ways to feel good so that you are opening up optimism and hope and curiosity, and you are beginning to cultivate energetic alignment that attracts those things to you. So let me know if this video resonated with you. Let me know how you're feeling in this moment. I'd love to talk to you about your career strategy or your job search. If you're seeing this because you're on my newsletter, just reply back and let me know how you're doing. And if you're just watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're feeling and what you're doing to shift your energy to optimism and hope in this current job market. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.